Okay. Okay, Masood. Let's discuss about some of the important topics in C called scope and lifetime of variables and classes of storage or storage classes. These are very important topics which will be asked frequently in interviews. Okay. And yeah, let me define what is scope and what is lifetime. Okay. So let me open one of the example. Uh, okay. Let me open an example. Okay. Hmm. Which one shall I open? I'll open this student file. I'll open student file.c. Okay. So the meaning of scope is actually when you declare a variable. For example, you have declared a variable, right? We have declared a variable called student list here, which is an array type. Okay. Masood, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So I have declared a variable array here called student list. Okay. And which is outside all the functions. This variable is outside all the function. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and I have declared some more variable, one more variable int I is equal to 0. Okay, this is inside the function. Okay, so there are differences when when you declare a variable within a function or outside a function. So in this case, we have declared a variable int I is equal to 0 within a function called add student. Okay, and this I variable is visible only inside this function. Okay, if you declare I here and you cannot use it somewhere else, actually you have to redeclare somewhere else, and you have to, it means the variable which are declared within the functions are local to that particular function. The variables which are declared outside the functions are global variables. They can be accessed anywhere inside the any function. Okay, the student can list can be accessed in add student and in print student. You can see here we are accessing this in print student also, but some of the local variables we declare within the function, and that is within the function, that is called as scope of the variables. Okay, so the scope of I is within this function. The scope of student list is within this file. It can be accessed anywhere within the file. Okay, that is called as global scope, and this is called as, this int I is equal to 0 is called as local scope. I will just make a note of it. Local scope, and this is global scope. Okay, okay, let me give one more example. Okay, so I will create a, let me have a if condition here. If I is greater than 0, I will declare another variable cast character name is an array of 15 elements, and yeah, this is a name variable which is declared within this if condition. It means that this variable name is visible only within this if condition. You cannot use this name outside this if. So it means this variable name is local to this if condition. It means scope, if you declare a variable within it, within two braces, I mean within the two braces, which is, it is visible only within that particular braces. It cannot be used anywhere within this function. Now you are understanding the meaning of scope, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's discuss about the lifetime. Okay. So lifetime of a variable is nothing but how long the variable exists actually. If you see the variable name here, its lifetime is only within this if. It means that the variable will be created in the stack and it will be destroyed after this if condition exits. And if this variable int I is equal to 0, this will be created when the control comes to add student. Okay, when the function returns, this variable will be destroyed. This is the lifetime of this variable, and the name variable has got a lifetime only this much. So when the if condition exits, this variable will be destroyed. Okay. What about student list? Student list is a global variable. Okay, which is declared outside the function. It should be available for all the functions. So student list should be there until the execution of the complete program. You're getting right, Masood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So somebody else also joined. Nitish. So this is about lifetime actually. Lifetime. So you have to reduce the lifetime of the variable as much less as possible because it consumes the RAM. So if I declare all the variables outside the function, they will be existed until the execution of the complete program. It means it takes the RAM space until the execution of the program. I don't need I until the execution of the whole program, right? I am using only within this add student function. So it will be created and it will be destroyed. So memory will be saved. And in case of student list, I am accessing everywhere. It's a global variable. This should be existed until the execution of the whole code. Okay. This question will be frequently asked in interviews. Global and local variables. Okay. So this is about the scope and the lifetime of the variable. So let's discuss about the storage classes. Okay. I will write a small code for this called storage classes. Hash include stdio.h int main. Okay. So I will declare int I is equal to 0. Okay. So I have not specifying anything here while declaration. I'm just telling to the compiler that this is an integer variable and I have initialized with 0. See, when you see the storage class, you know the memory organization of the C code, right? Stack segment, heap segment, data segment, code segment, and all these things. So
Yes,
let
sir.
me open that. I had a document. I forgot where I kept it. Okay, let me see in study C learnings memory layout of the C program. Let me open this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Actually, Shubha was also supposed to join today, but she did not join. Okay. So when you see the memory layout of a program, these are the segments that we have already discussed. Okay. Stack segment, heap segment, initialized data, and text segment. Text segment we are already aware. This is used to store the code. Okay. And data segment is used to store the variables and other things which are they are the data actually. So we already know that heap grows in the upward direction, stack grows in the downward direction. So these are the segments where the variables will be stored. It's all about storing the data. Okay. So variables are nothing but the data.
Yes.
Okay, there are several storage classes I will discuss today. One is auto, other one is register, and the other one is static and extern, and one more volatile. Okay, these are some of the storage classes which are used in C, which are already defined in C. Okay, so if you just declare a variable as int I is equal to 0, it is by default it is called as auto variable. It is nothing but auto int C. Okay, if you don't specify also, it will take it as auto. Okay, so it's auto variable, and these are stored within the stack segment. Auto variables are stored within the stack segment. As you declare more and more auto variables, the stack segment grows actually. So it consumes more and more memory in the stack segment. So there is one more class called register. register int j is equal to 0. So when we discussed the processor architecture, we because Nitish is not aware of register actually. First, we have to understand what is a register variable. Okay, let's see this. Okay, CPU architecture. Let me take 8085, the smallest CPU. CPU architecture of 8085 microprocessor. Finally, it's all microprocessor, right? Even if you have a laptop, mobile, or
Yes.
anything, there will be CPU, the chip which executes all the instructions and processes the data. And finally, you will get the use of the CPU and memory. Memory and CPU are the core hardware. Okay. So, you see the 8085 architecture. See, this is the architecture of 8085 CPU. I just maximize this. Okay. So don't make it complex, okay? You don't need to know everything in this. Just see what I explained. So the core of the CPU is arithmetic and logic unit, okay, which does the arithmetic operation and the logic operations. There are some, and the RAM is interfaced. Okay, RAM they have not shown here. Yeah, they have shown the RAM allocation here. This is address bus and this is address and data bus. Okay, and the RAM is connected to address and data bus. Okay, so we have RAM and arithmetic logic unit and accumulator and the registers. Registers are nothing but a small memory which is available to the ALU directly. Okay, so registers are the fastest accessible memories. So a register is nothing but a memory which is used to store the data while ALU performs the operations. Okay, just think that register as a some small memory which stores the data, and ALU uses that register for doing the operations, arithmetic logical operations. Okay, and accumulator is the core register. So what I am trying to tell you is when you declare a variable as the register, it will be stored in the register. If the registers are available, this is a very costly memory actually. It's fast and costly memory. And when you declare a variable as the register, the variable will be stored in CPU registers if they are available. If they are not available, if the registers are not available, if they are already full, they will become auto variables. It will be stored in the stack. What I'm trying to tell you is if you declare a variable as a register, it will be stored in CPU register if available, otherwise will be stored in stack. Stack is nothing but again, it's a memory actually, it's a set of memory. So this is about register variable. Let's see static, okay. Static int k is equal to 0. Static is one more storage class actually. Statics are the variables. You don't need to initialize the static. By default, static variables will be initialized with 0. We don't need to initialize actually. So the speciality of the static variable is, okay, I will just show you an example. I will declare a variable. I will declare a function void increment underscore static, and I'm passing nothing. I declare a variable called static here. I will keep incrementing that. Okay, let me initialize it. Okay, just to avoid the confusion, I will do k plus plus. It will increment the k and then printf k is incremented and its value is percentage %d slash n comma k. Okay, anyhow it's a void function, we are not returning anything. Let us call this function here. Okay, increment underscore static. Okay, let me call this function 3 times. It means the variable will get incremented 3 times. Okay, I'm just explaining you how to I'm just explaining the behavior of the static variable. Okay, storage underscore classes. Okay, so let us execute this. So main is returning integer, so let it return 0. Okay, so now let us compile and run. Printf not declared. Why printf is not declared? Any other error? Hash include stdio.h. This is fine, right? I think there is some settings issue with this. Include is a we already know that include is a directive, right? It works. Hash include stdio. Yeah, the spelling is wrong here. Hash include stdio.h. Okay. Now let us compile this. Return. There is again spelling wrong.
Spelling. Yes.
Yeah. So can you guess what it can print here? I have called the increment static function 4 times. Okay. And what it should print? First time when I call k is 0. In normally what happens is it comes here, k is 0, k plus plus 1. It prints 1, okay. And again it is called k is equal to 0, k plus plus, again 1. So in case of a normal execution, it prints only 1, 1, 1, 1, 4 times, okay. But here we have mentioned this as a static variable. So what happens is, just see the behavior here. It is taking time to run. See here, it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4. So it means I'll remove static now. Okay, I'll remove static now. I will rerun this. It is printing 1, 1, 1. So yeah, it means it is a by default it is an auto variable. Okay, if you declare it as auto variable, it is printing 1, 1, 1, 1. And if you declare it as a static variable, it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4. It means the static variable is retaining its value even though the function calls are done multiple times. Okay, this is the difference between static variable and the auto variable. If you declare it as an auto variable, it will be initialized again for each function call and then it will be executed. But in case of static variable, only once it will be initialized at the beginning and then the value will remain same. It will be saved. The value will be saved and it will be used. So this is very important question in case of static variables. It will be asked in interviews, okay? So what should be the lifetime of static variables and auto variables? See, in case of auto, it will be created and it will be destroyed. Okay. What about the lifetime of static variables? Static variables, what it is trying compiler is, I will execute this, okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Compiler is retaining its value. I mean, the CPU is retaining its value. It means it needs that variable. It is not destroying. It is not destroying. If it get destroyed, it will be again reinitialized with 0 and then it will become 1. So it will print 1, 1, 1, 1. But it is retaining its value. It means it is not destroyed. So it is printing 1, 2, 3, 4. It means the static variable will have a lifetime of until the program execution. And one more thing is their default value is initialized with 0. Okay, we don't need to initialize the static variable. And one more point I want to tell, yeah, I will discuss about that point later, okay? So let's discuss about extern variable. Extern variable is used, okay? So for example, consider you have a, I'll write a code, okay? File hash int j is equal to 0, okay? And let this be file 1.c, okay? So I have declared int j is equal to 0 in file 1.c. So in case of large projects, consider you are developing a MP3 player or a browser, what you're running. In case of those big projects, the source code will not be a one file. It will be distributed. You have seen employer compilation, right? We have seen hundreds of source codes actually. So many variables, so many functions are defined, and so much of data is getting processed. So I'm declaring j as a variable in one function, and I can use the j variable in the other function, other file. I'm declaring a j in one file. I can use that j in the other file by doing extern int j is equal to 0. It means that I'm trying to tell to the compiler that j is external. It is not within this file. You got it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the usage of extern variable. So what is the lifetime and scope of extern variable? Extern variables will have global scope. It means it can be accessed anywhere. Okay, they are declared outside the functions. And the lifetime is until the execution of the complete program because they are global variables. Okay, this is about the storage classes. We have one storage class left, which is called as volatile. It requires deep understanding. Volatile variable requires deep understanding. I will discuss about this in the later classes. I mean, tomorrow's class. Okay. So this is very important topic. Life, scope and lifetime and the storage classes. And go through the Java Point tutorial and understand these things in deeply and practice the code like what I practiced for the static. So what is the scope of static variable? The scope of the static variable is within this file actually. So if I declare static int j is equal to 0 in one file, and I cannot make it as an extern here. Okay, compiler will throw an error if you try to compile. Why I am not showing this example while by compiling both the files is I have to create a new project in dev C++ and I have to add these two files and then compile it. So that's why I'm not showing. So if I declare static int j is equal to 0, this variable is visible only within this file. It is local to this file. So if you want to make any variables and functions as a static, local to that file, you can declare them as static. So these things are about the storage classes, okay? I hope you have understood. It looks little complicated. Study by yourself with the basics, whatever I have told. Looking at the Java tutorial, Java Point or C++ tutorial.com, and try to understand by yourself and spend some more time on this. Actually, today's session I had not planned anything. Actually, it's all I just jumped into the session and I started. If I had planned well, I would have told you in a much clear way. So now there are these many storage classes: auto, register, static, extern, and volatile. Autos are local variables which are defined within the function and within the braces, and they are stored in the stack. And register variables are, they are also local, but they will be stored in the registers. As register memory is costly, and if the registers are CPU registers are not available, they will be converted to auto. It means they will be stored in the stack. Okay. Static variables. Static variables are initialized with 0 always, and they are local to the file. You cannot declare static variables in one file, and you cannot use it in the other file, even though if you declare globally. Okay, the important property of the static variable is they will have, they will be initialized with 0, and they will retain the value within the multiple function calls. It is not like auto variables, they are always reinitialized with 0. These are not reinitialized. Okay, so they will have a lifetime until the execution of the whole program. External variables. External variables are nothing but you can declare a variable in one function, one file, and you can reuse that variable in the other file. This will be helpful when you are working with large number of C files. The real world project will not have a single file. Actually, it will be distributed. If you write a code in a single file, it will take lakhs and lakhs and lines of code, and it will be difficult to browse through the code in a single file, and the project will not be organized properly. Okay. So volatile, I will discuss with you later. It requires some deep understanding. So their volatile variables are normally used to access the hardware buffers and hardware things actually. So, and volatile variable is the question that will be a compulsory question in each interview. This will be asked. Okay. So today I had planned for the scope, lifetime, and storage classes of different variables. I think I have completed. You have to study on your own little more. Okay. Any doubts in this?
No, sir.
You are able to understand, right, Nitish and Masood?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I have forwarded you one problem. Can you solve and explain in
Which
WhatsApp?
one? WhatsApp just now or
I didn't understand the logic of that solution.
okay? Let me check. Let me stop the recording.